This morning I'm looking at another piece by Mexican-Italian composer Javier Torres Maldonado. It's called Esferal, and it's for orchestra and electronics. And it was written in 2006. We've covered a lot of Javier's music on this channel already, I think about 6 pieces. The first time we looked at his music was in episode 3, so if you would like his biography, I would go to that episode. There should be a timestamp. And then the other episodes are 5, 29, 39, 59, and 62. So some other string quartets, a puro ensemble piece, and some chamber orchestra pieces. The instrumentation is 2-2-2-2, 4-2-3-1, piano, harp, 3 percussions, and strings. So if we look at the sort of spatial layout of this, we have like the 3 percussionists at the back. Then we have first trumpet, first and third trombones separated from the tuba, second trombone, and second trumpet. So these are on opposite sides. And then the winds are also divided into 2 halves. We have the first flute, oboe, clarinet, and bassoon. Then the second flute, oboe, clarinet, and bassoon, sort of mirroring one another in their presentation on stage. And the second flute doubles on piccolo. The second oboe doubles on English horn. The second clarinet doubles on bass clarinet. Other than that, nothing too strange. The 4 horns are positioned like horns 1 and 2 on one side, horns 3 and 4 on the other. And the harp and piano are both on the same side, with celesta on flanking the other side. So this is like a semi-symmetrical configuration of the orchestra. And then there's it seems to be in like the audio is in stereo fixed media, and then the 2 speakers are positioned in front of the entire ensemble. It doesn't seem like anyone needs a monitor. Percussion 1 is on Glock, Javanese gong, xylophone, chimes, bass drum, maraca, congas, bongos, and one thing that I need to translate, I think sleigh bells as well. And then percussion 2, their main like pitched percussion is vibraphone instead of Glock, and then they have 2 gongs of different sizes, spring coil, triangle, suspended cymbal, another set of sleigh bells, and then another maraca. Then percussion 3 is tam-tam, crotals, marimba, chimes, suspended cymbal but larger, toms, maraca, sleigh bells, bongos. It's a little bit unclear why the percussion instruments are in the order that they're in. It might be the order of appearance in the score. This was commissioned for the Venice Biennale in 2006 and sponsored by the basically Mexican Arts Council, the big National Arts Council of Mexico. It looks like the first thing we hear is a low A on the piano, punctuated by the double bass, and some percussion and some low brass in unison. You know, it's an 11-minute piece. It's not the largest piece of his we've listened to, but it's a good size. And he describes it as being in 6 orchestral groups, but obviously it's still an orchestra. The largest group is the strings, and that's not anything new. Most of the pieces we've looked at by Javier that are for ensemble at least have some sort of like division of the ensemble into groups and some sort of spatialization of them around the stage. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it, and I'll let you know my thoughts. If you want the link to this SoundCloud recording, it's in the video description. Alright, so yeah, this was a fun one. It was a surprisingly fast listen. It's only 150 measures and it's quite slow most of the time. So, and there's a lot of contrast, so it was very easy to follow. And the use of electronics was interesting. There's a lot of high sparkly stuff. The first big electronics moment towards the beginning and the very ending is very high and sparkly and sort of reminiscent of Murray's Disintegrations. And yeah, maybe the preferential treatment to different frequency ranges of the ensemble is a little bit indebted to spectral composers like Grisey and Murray. In his program note, Javier talks about different tempi all co-occurring at the same time and speeding up and slowing down. And I think the desire to have that sort of complex contrapuntal underpinning to the piece resulted in a lot of just short bursts of sound. I think there's a lot of points in the piece where the sustained stuff is really in the electronics and the ensemble is just punctuating it with these little time points almost. Having listened to so many of his pieces, I wasn't hearing a lot that was unexpected of his music. It's got a bunch of things I've heard before in other pieces of his, like the aforementioned tempo stuff. There's a huge oboe moment. Ex Abrupto had a huge oboe moment like that. It's maybe a little bit more carefully planned because it's all very smooth how it transitions from one thing to the next. But there was nothing that stood out particularly for me. I mean, it's got the repeated note stuff. It's got the building up to flourishes. If anything, the most standout feature of the piece was the use of electronics and how it was integrated into the whole piece, and how there was this sort of blurring between what the orchestra sounds were and what the electronic sounds were. I think that was very successful. Next week, I think we're still in the early 2000s. I shouldn't say next week. Next listen session, we will be doing some more Ramatelli. So, okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't know that offhand. But yeah, we'll be doing some Ramatelli and going back 2 more years to 2004.